Okay, so story
Yeah,
time?
yeah. Do you want to give me the performance plan?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
we can do
sure.
that. I can check with Corey and see if it's safe for me to turn this off.
Tell us your
Giving
story.
me a
I
thumbs
feel
up.
so much better.
Like a werewolf weight was
I'm
taken
sorry.
off your chest?
Yeah.
I think a lot of this is on me because I'm definitely used to being one of the newer people, but it is now occurring to me that I've been here for a real long time and I should be more considerate.
No, not at all. I like being confused, but I also I do, because I never know what situation we're going to get in.
Yeah.
It's great. I got a big surprise group hug, and that was weird.
I'm going to remember this so that the next time there's a chance to do a weird secret bit, I'm going to bring you in on it so that we know what's going on.
I
and
enjoy
no one
that.
else does.
That is awesome. All right, let's see. So I still haven't done Hot Toddy in Ireland or the first part of China trip. Those are the two that immediately spring to mind right now. What did we vote?
Hot toddy.
Hot Toddy? Hot Toddy? Hot Toddy?
Hot Toddy.
Okay, cool. Kevin? Good. So, right after university, my mother and I went on a trip to England, Ireland, and Scotland. We did not make it. It was first Scotland and then Ireland, and we did not make it to England because the pressure of flying over caused me to have an abscessed tooth. So I was in intense pain the whole frickin' time. And was drinking heavily in order to self-medicate because I didn't want to not go on this trip or experience things. Got to go to a meadery, see the Irish countryside. It was fantastic. And we were staying at quaint bed and breakfasts all along the way. And it was wonderful and beautiful. At least I think it was, because I've seen pictures of Ireland. The only thing that I could see were just pinpoints of pain most days. So we got to this, just outside of Cork, we got to a wonderful, just nestled in a hillock, next to a meadery, which was great. Love me some mead. Nestled, a beautiful bed and breakfast with just a tiny, like Mrs. Doubtfire kind of lady, except very Irish. And went in and, my mom was taking care of things, and she's like, "Oh, my dear, what's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Oh, I have an abscessed tooth. It's absolutely terrible. I'm sorry, I can't really focus on anything right now." And she's like, "Okay." So she got things squared away with my mother, and then she was like, "Okay, now you go to the room. You come with me. Well, I'm going to take you into my kitchen. And no one goes into my kitchen. But you're going to come into my kitchen. And you're going to be quiet and tell no one. Yes?" I was like, "Yeah, yes, good." I would agree to anything at that point. I was in an intense amount of pain. So I go into the kitchen, and it is gorgeous. This I remember very distinctly. Just old, beautiful cabinets, just lining up, like, just that corner between the wall and the ceiling. Light is shining in. It's absolutely gorgeous. Little motes of dust are dancing. Hand-hewn furniture is laid about. She sits me down, and she says, "I'm going to make you a hot toddy, dear. Have you ever had one of those?" No, I haven't." "Well then, you sit right there. We're going to fix it right up." "Okay, thank you." She turns around, starts to boil some water, puts the kettle on, slices a couple of lemons, puts those in, a few cloves, puts those in, grabs a small jar of honey, and she's like, "I have bees." And then puts some honey in the glass, says nothing else, closes the jar, puts it back on the counter, opens one of the cabinets, which opens like the creaking door to a haunted house, reaches her arm in deeper than I know the cabinet can be because it's against a wall, and pulls out an old, dusty bottle like you'd find from a shipwreck on a beach. It's got cobwebs on it, and a beautiful yellow liquid, which at this point, I don't care if it's pee. She opens it up, and like a little bit of vapor in the shape of a skull escapes. She pours that in, sets it down, puts the stopper back on, mixes it up with like a big, weird, hand-wrought, I'm sure, cold iron spoon with which she uses to fight the fair folk. Stirs it, sets it down, gives it to me, and I was like, "Thank you very much." And she's like, "It's going to be a little hot, but I want you to drink it all down." "Okay, great." And I start to sip, and then I start to like drop the glass, and she goes, and pretty much makes me chug this concoction. And then I woke up the next morning to her bringing me breakfast and asking me how I felt, and I was fine. Just fine. And then we went out the next day, and she gave us some souvenirs like the. They've come for me.
I think it might be the fair folk.
Oh, no.
Yay! And then I woke up the next morning, she took care of us and sent us out, and then sent us to a dentist and like actually have it get taken care of. And then like for the next 2 days staying there, I never saw that woman again. Just her children, and I asked about her, and they always just said she's in the kitchen. And then I didn't ask about it, and we left.
Huh.
And no one goes in the kitchen.
Wow.
That's it. That's my hot toddy story.
Oh, there's my shoes.
You're cured by some sort of benevolent Irish spirit.
I most likely
A she of some sort.
What? Yeah. Hey, nice.